Welcome to the desert of the real.
All right, so let me ask you, are we ready to mount a military offensive against the man?
Absolutely not. That's we are absolutely not ready for that. And
well, please explain, my brother, because a lot of people think that we are ready. So break it down.
No, we're not ready to mount any offensive by any means against what we would deem as the man or the system. Again, we kind of talked about this before. Where would you start? Who is the target for something like that? That's not, to me, what the revolution is about at this stage of the game. It's interesting. Someone mentioned that we talk about the things that's going on. Some people have actually named the United States government, which I don't have any. I don't know about that. I don't know whether the United States government themselves or a collective group of people had to do with the Haitian earthquake. But they said that if you know that, then we're a bunch of cowards, all of us. Because you sat back and you're telling me that 200,000 of our people were killed. We know who did it, and yet we won't go deal with the person.
What person?
Yeah, or the entity, or the group, or the establishment, or whatever.
You see the problem right there?
Right.
Because now we got to figure out, well, who exactly are we attacking? See, my thing is, like, from a perspective of attacking, I'm one of these people that, I know a lot of people quote The Art of War, but I'm one of these people that actually read it. And one of the things that it mentions in The Art of War is how a properly trained military operation can defeat an opponent without firing a bullet. And that's an interesting statement. When I first heard it, I'm like, well, what do they mean by that? So when you read and you look further, if you're not organized as a group, you can't go against an organized group because your own division will tear you apart before you're even able to mount any type of offensive against the people that you're supposed to be going against. So it's not going to happen. So the first enemy that you have to conquer is the enemy within. You have to get organized. So, and then another thing, before you can get to a point when you're ready to kill, because most of us, I assume, are not just killers. We don't go out every day slicing people's throats and listening to their heart take its last beat. We don't do that.
Right.
So if you want to get people to the point where they kill people, because people throw that word around, kill, like it's such an easy thing to do, to kill another human being. That's, for most people, that's not easy. So to get people to a point where they are ready to kill someone and go about violence against them, what is the underpinnings of that making them go to that level? Now, people want to point to certain revolutions that happen. What were the circumstances of the people in those revolutions? What were the conditions? Did the people in those revolutions, like let's look at the Haiti Revolution. Did the people in the Haiti Revolution have Time Warner Cable or Cablevision? Did they have flat screen TVs? 900 numbers, $1-900 blowjob? Like all of these things that we have to pacify us and keep us in this condition, did they have all of that? Or do people tend to get violent when they can't have 3 hots in a cot?
Right.
So preaching to the American people, the most baby pampered people on the face of the earth, about a military attack against anybody is laughable. And let's be real with that.
Yeah, and it's disingenuous to a certain extent and counterproductive talk because what happens is the so-called revolutionary that talks all the talk about how they're going to pick up arms, to me, that's like the gangster rapper. You do all this rapping about how you're going to do this. You see me, they talking to the person that listens to the record. If you see me in the streets, I will slap the shit out you. I'm going to do all this stuff to you. Then when you see them in the street, they could barely look you in your face.
Right.
They scared to death. So you're like, so what are you fronting for me for? You want to look like you, and that gets a lot. I'm sure that gets a lot of YouTube hits, a lot of a lot of Facebook followings when you talk that tough talk, because you sound like, whoa, he's real. He's real because they do what, talking about it.
Well, that's what it is, man. It's like we really are into that talk, man. We into the tough talk. But when you really get down to it, the people there's people who are very meek in their appearance who are more revolutionary than a lot of these tough talkers, because for one, that person may have gotten out of the food matrix and decided that they no longer want to support these food industries and want to eat more holistically. That's revolutionary to me.
Right, because revolution is on many different fronts. See, what we have to realize is to revolt or to revolt against something. By turning off your TV, you became a revolutionary.
Right.
By not choosing to be programmed, by choosing to deprogram yourself from the indoctrination, that's a form of revolution.
Right.
That's not going to be glamorized. They're not going to look at you as, like how the gangster rapper might look at you. Mm-hmm. But that is a form of, when you stop eating meats, that's a form of revolution, because you were taught to do that, and you're rebelling against that.
Exactly.
That's where the revolution starts with me. With Ambassador, the revolution starts with a self-inventory, and it's a psycho-spiritual revolution, a psychological and spiritual transformation that you have to take before you even attempt to talk about you're going to pick. Because who are you picking up arms for? Some innocent person that's caught up in the matrix like you?
Right.
Who are you picking up
and plus,
arms for?
we're talking about a fantasy anyway. Because when you say pick up arms against somebody, first of all, what they never mention is the mindset that it takes to do that. Where is that coming from? Because that's not just a light switch that you just flick on and off. One day you watching cable, next day you killing motherfuckers. It don't work that way.
Right. No, you
so
don't
everything,
do that.
every action that you take, just like you said, every action that you take is a result of what your mental is. What is your consciousness? And our brother Amos Wilson already broke that down, so there's no need for me to talk about that.
Those people that's talking the revolutionary talk on that level, they sound suicidal to me, and I have a suggestion for them. If you choose to be suicidal, like the Taliban, you want to get on the Taliban level, don't YouTube it, don't Facebook it. Get together. If that's what you choose, I strongly urge you, don't do that, because it's deeper than that. But if that's what you choose to do, do it. Don't get the people that's trying to find a way that we can teach these children who they are and regain our humanity. Don't pull us into that. Do it. That's what you choose. That's what you want to do.
Right.
Why you keep saying? But why you keep telling us what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You
remember in the 80s they used to have this show on with Mr. T called The A-Team?
Mm-hmm.
How many of them were there?
How many was it? BA, like
BA was the weapons specialist or the explosive man. No, he was explosive dudes, wasn't he?
Yeah.
BA Barracus. Then you had the face man, who was the con man. Then you had the leader. Then you had the technician, the person who was the technology person, and all of that. So it was about a 5-man team, basically. You mean to tell me that these dudes can't put together a 5-man team and set it on the man, whoever that may be? Put together. You don't need to be, because my thing is, why are you getting on YouTube trying to enlighten people and say, well, we can do this, but we got to wake people up? All you need to do is wake up 4 other people.
That's it.
You mean to tell me you don't have a 5-man team that can put together a little operation or mission and go and set it? Why do you need to enlighten anybody to do that? If you really, really hardcore and really want to get this thing on and popping.